Greetings, everyone. Lumberjack, just kidding. It's the Razzle Dazzle in this. Shout out to my boy Lumberg out there, the nerd numbers guy. I gotta show him love. I haven't seen that man in a minute. I don't know what he's been up to, but hopefully he hollers at me sometime soon. So I know why you're here. I know why you clicked this channel. I also know why you clicked this video, because you want to know about the officer that is in the war section. And that officer is one of my personal favorites, and that is Zeus. Who is this guy? Why is he doing a backflip and a somersault to do a sniper shot? And why does he look so cool? A little bit of the hair gel on the hair, but that's fine. It is what it is. So we're going to dive deep in, and show you guys the importance of Zeus. He's one of my favorite officers. He's really badass. And with that being said, I'll show you the breakthrough skills of what he does, and I'll show you his 6-star attributes and how they will be impactful to your build, whether you're a melee junkie, a mid-range gay boy, or a long-range build, which is the preferred build, and then you have your hybrid builds. Before we dig deep into it, I want you guys to subscribe to my channel, like my stuff. Do the usual. You know how it is when you go into these channels and in these videos, ladies and gentlemen. You gotta, subscribe, notify, support the channel, do all that good stuff so that people like me can show you people like you how to save money and live better. Walmart. Well, not kidding. I'm kidding about that, but you know what I mean. So, with that being said, if you want to donate AOZ coins and basically make it to where it is easier for me to actually buy some packs and test out more stuff, you can go ahead and do so by literally donating to my user ID. It's right up there to the top. It's at the bottom, and it's going to be also in the description in case you want to copy and paste. You can go ahead and take it to the AOZ website where you can buy a coin and go ahead and enter my user ID number, which is 3770928. And then if you feel like donating, just donate whatever you feel that my time is worth and how much money I've saved you if you decided to go with whatever advice I gave you. Now, without that being said, let's go ahead and dive in. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and explain what Zeus is, what he does, and how he can benefit your castle. So, Zeus is one of my favorite war officers, like I said before. He's actually a very important war officer because he does what I call concentrated damage. Now, what is concentrated damage? It is a stat that appears on your stat sheet called increased damage 2. I'll go ahead and show you right now. So we're going to go to the uranium mine. We're going to go to a stat right here. And you'll see something called increased damage to long-range troop, which is 69.5%, increased damage to mid-range troop, which is 61.5%, and then you have increased damage to melee troops, which is 56.5%. Now that's actually maxed at 55.5. The only reason why it's actually a little bit higher than usual is because we have the trophy right here, which is the same effect that Zeus and the equipment give you, except it's at 1%. It does increase more if you decide you want to get the final skill on the plane, but that's only for for the attack on the melee. So if you go to the lab and you go right here, increase damage to melee troops. It's the same concept, except it's damaging the melee. Now, what makes this officer very, very important to your build is the fact that his breakthrough skill is really, really, really nasty, man. I mean, it really messes people up. It's called, I'm going to show you right now. It's like rocket. There we go. Rocket, level 16. Launch a rocket to strike the enemy unit with the most troops when attacking commanders. What that means is when you attack a city or you're dueling somebody in the uranium mine or what have you, you'll see a rocket fly from the sky and hit any target of troops that has the most amount of troops in it to damage it. It has a cooldown time of 8 seconds. As you progressively level this, obviously the effects go, does more damage. When you attack with multiple people, the effects stack. So if you look right here, you'll see it's going to attack the armored soldiers. There you go, right there. You saw that? It's something from the sky. So now that I covered that, let's go ahead and cover, we'll cover his 6-star in a second. So whenever you obviously star him up, you need to always make sure that you actually have either melee health or, long range health, whichever route you're going to for your build. People have been asking me, hey Raz, why don't you tell people, what is the best skills and what is the best, health or debuffs to use on your officers and things like that. I can't tell you that because that's actually a custom build, and there is no such thing as a one size fits all build. There are builds out there that work extremely more well than other builds in general, but there's always a counter. The build that I've been making for my city, there really hasn't been a counter for it. I've been obviously testing for 4 years. So my research and development has led to a slightly hybrid build that I feel is probably one of the most superior builds in this entire game. And that is just my general opinion on it because I've had 4 years of experience onto that build. I've been playing this game for 6 years, so I know what I'm talking about when I say what I say. With that being said, let's go ahead and dive into 6 stars. So eventually, you're going to have the option of getting the rocket or the 6-star. I'm going to go ahead on this particular officer and tell you to get the rocket. The rocket, level it up to about level 9, level 10, and start, working on your breakthrough. The 6-star. Now the 6-star has really great skills in it that are very impressive to your stats, and he has 2 long-range attack skills that can basically assist you and make you better. Now, I'll show you right here. Oh, and he also has a mid-range attack, obviously, of course. Didn't want to forget that. Now, on Zeus, he has what you call, increased defense of melee troops, increased HP of melee troops. That's all in-nation stuff. Increased defense of mid-range troops, increased health of mid-range troops, defense of long-range troops, increased health of long-range troops. Now, when you pick this stuff, when you're configuring your 6-star skill, you need to understand that you need to look at your stat sheet. So whatever you're lacking, you can always make it up by putting the right skills on the 6-star, and it'll automatically affect your stat sheet and your stats, whether it's in-nation or cross-nation, whatever skill you respectively chose. Now we're going to go down and we're going to see something very interesting here. Reduce damage taken from melee troops. Now this is exactly very similar to Stormbow's reduced damage taken from mid-range troops, and then Alexandria, where it says reduced damage taken from long-range troops. This one's very similar. This one's actually more focused based on melee. I've seen a lot of people use increase attack of melee, like they raise the attack of their melee front line to start messing people up. I've seen it done a bunch of times. It's actually very effective. I've always swore on melee hybrid builds because they just mess everything up, man. I mean, they eat. Those things eat. This particular skill, I've tested it on my build. I didn't like it because my build doesn't favor this kind of fighting and this kind of tactics. But it works really well with my boy Woody's city. He actually implemented this into his city, and he just ruins a lot of different castles and builds with it because he's trying to work on getting a hybrid build on his castle, but it works. This thing is very deadly, but it also maybe it might not help you as much because depending on what kind of build you are will determine exactly how effective this is, because with every skill that you put in your city and in your 6-star, there is a pro and there's a con. There is a strength and there's a weakness. Okay, so moving along, this also reflects on your stat sheet as well. Like I said before, you have your biochemical zombie attack, which is in nation. Siege. Now this is actually very interesting. I've gotten a lot of people asking me questions about it. Why is it good? Is it good or not? Is it bad or good? So if you looked at my previous video, It was Alexandria and Stormbow who had something called city attack troops. Now, basically what that did was when you picked like a city attack troop, attack, that means that it raised the attacks of your city's troops. That means that the troops that are in your city, if somebody hits it, they're stronger than usual. And the boosts actually help it out to either attack or have more health, what have you. Very similar to Kingsley. Actually, the same thing that Kingsley does. Now, Siege is something that Panda does, which, if you look at my videos on Panda, it's something different. It's all the way buried at the bottom. But basically, Siege is when you attack somebody's city. If I attack, let's say a C34, right? And I have Siege on, and it says 6% attack increase, then all of my troops, my melee, my middle row, my zombie, and my back row all take an increased 6% damage boost to all troops. And it's a very significant, it is huge. That is a very big benefit whenever you're hitting somebody's city. The catch is, because there's always a catch, you can't use it in towers and GC. You can't use it in the uranium mine. You can't use it in events like Duel of Dominance and stuff like that. So this is the part where you ask yourself, what kind of castle am I? Do I want to be an exceptional void castle? Do I want to be an exceptional Duel of Dominance or uranium mine castle? Do I want to find out what event interests you the most and just build for that event? Because if you try to build for everything, you're never going to be successful. Some people don't like Siege because they feel like it's a limited use, but I don't think it's limited use because I feel like when you decide you're going to be a Void Castle or a Frenzy Castle or a Global Conquest Castle, it all is all relative to what you want to do. So this game allows you to build accordingly to the event that you want to excel in. Okay, same thing goes for attack, defense, or health. So you could do that any of those. Now this is also under the exact impression that if you say, I want to be a Void Castle, then you obviously get Siege, and then you stack it. Increased attack of mid-range troops, triple S's and stuff like that. So we're going down. Then you have the cross nation biochemical, defense of attack, defense, and health of zombies. Now increase the skill damage of all defense towers. Like I said in my previous video, this is basically this. When you go to the wall, go to the defense tower. This is what you're increasing right here. Again, I wouldn't recommend this kind of skill for anybody that's being an attack castle. If you're gonna go ahead and use it, it's really good to have in a trap castle, but not an attack one. So now that we've covered that, I want to go ahead and talk a little bit more about basically what precision shot is. Now, this actually is, damage dealt to all troops is 25.5%. Now, you can stack this because there is another way you can increase the damage to your troops. It's just concentrated damage. If you go to your equipment facility, you go to manage and you go to overview, you'll notice under the stimulator in the middle part, it says increase damage to long range troops, increase damage to mid range, increase damage to melee troops. 10, 10, and 10 respectively, okay? That's when you max level it up. So I believe you get like 25% total over in the equipment facility because you have it there, you have it there, and you have it, let's see, where is it? And you have it there, under the reactor. It's the middle component. When you level this up, it goes up, and then you can see it reflective on your stat sheet in the uranium mine. Now, when you hit somebody and your damage increase is higher than somebody else's, even by like 10%, dude, you're gonna melt him so bad because he's just intaking so much damage, and if his reductions aren't like on par with your increased damage too, which is the reductions of Alexandria, which is kind of his counter, then he's just gonna die really, really bad. So I like Zeus, man. I think he's a really great officer. I really actually enjoy him and his skills and stuff like that. So I definitely recommend you guys getting his breakthrough skill and then getting his 6-star beginning to open. You can stack long range attack in nation with long range attack cross nation. And if you want that extra sauce, Siege is actually a good thing to have if you're trying to be a void or frenzy castle. That Siege is so potent, man. But again, some people don't like it because again, it's limited use. So, but you could definitely hit somebody's castle in a global conquest with it. So, again, guys, that's pretty much it. I appreciate you guys watching my channel. This is the Raziel Dazzle 7 Days of Christmas, and I'm actually going ahead and coming out with more and more videos describing what is the best breakthrough to get first or jump to the 6-star. It all depends, baby. It all depends. But you know, if you keep subscribing to my channel, liking my stuff, sharing it, you know what I'm saying? If you want to do some donations, you can, baby. Because you know, this kind of work, this work is hard work. You know, all this editing and stuff like that, and time out of my day to do this stuff to make you better. Yeah. You know how it goes, man. Not everything in this world's for free, but my knowledge is here to help you because I am the greatest of all time in this game. I am the guy that knows it all. I am the Messiah. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.